Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Question is, did she subscribe?
Right.
I know she's down in YouTube.
Representing from the Boondocks. What up, Jobo?
Hello, what's up? Happy Wednesday.
What up? She repping her Hey Sister Soldier look right now. Everybody give it up for Bunny. What's happening, Bunny?
What up? Happy hump day.
T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back.
What is going on, party people? It is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. I think that may be on a highlight reel tape. And we're glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions
And millions.
of the platform sports talk show fans on once again your Wednesday night Sports Delight.
Really?
Or
Brinks truck backing up in his driveway with
There you go.
97 million. There you go.
all you hear is this.
Always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation.
Say
Don't
straight.
have me tear up on here.
Come on now, don't have me tear up. You know I get emotional.
But people watching around the world, no pressure. And we already have our favorite fan, Ms. Williams, saying, welcome, Brandon.
Well, how are you? How, Ms. Williams?
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city, to be truthful. Because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard.
The views of Smooth does not reflect the Platform Sports Talk Show or its sponsors.
What is happening, everyone? It's the Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. Your boy Smooth is back. Another week, another couple hours of us, just me and the gang, me and the crew, talking nothing about sports, giving our humbled opinions, our thoughts, and hoping y'all give us y'all comments, y'all questions throughout the whole evening, because it's gonna be another great show in store for you. Because I always say sports is the ultimate reality show. Something always goes down, and it's a pleasure to have this show so we can provide our insight, and we want to get your insight as well. Once again, throughout this cool Midwest Wednesday evening. Have a great panel in store. The ladies are ready to join me this evening. Before I bring them on, of course, go ahead and get on them internets like my boy Sadal, the selector, be saying. Go on Facebook, put in the Platform Sports Talk Show. Give us a follow there. Of course, we also on the X at 314 Sports Talk. We on that Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. Shoot us an email at platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. If y'all have any ideas about some upcoming topics we need to discuss, or know a guest that we need to, holler at, or y'all know someone that would be incredible guest on the show, shoot us that email. And also, we can come out to your event and do amazing interviews and get some great footage, and put your event or your sport or whatever you're doing out there for the world to see. So once again, shoot us that email. And of course, email. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and click on that bell so anytime we go live, you will be notified. The shows will be archived on Facebook, on the X, on YouTube, and on Instagram as well. We are also on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Go on to their website, hot365radio.com. They have a plethora of great stuff on their app, from this show to DJ shows, radio shows. I mean, they have a whole lot, y'all. So it's not just about sports. They have a nice wide range of different things that they have on their website and on their app. So no matter if you have iOS, if you have Android, just put in Hot 365 Radio when you go to the Play Store. You'll see their logo. Go ahead and download it, and you'll hear us in high def quality every Wednesday night. And we have the recap of the show, pretty much a repeat of the entire show, will be broadcasted again on Hot 365 Radio every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. They also have Twitch, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. And of course, y'all see on the right side of the screen, every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night. Shouts out to Bunny, to Joe, who y'all gonna be seeing very soon, to Annie, to Michelle. So Coach Willis, who has been a great contributor to the show because of the upcoming basketball season, what's going on in regards to her world, her being so busy. She would take some time off. She is not gone. She would not be forgotten at all, but she's just stepping away for a while so she can just focus on her many tasks at this time. So much love to you, Coach Brittany. And, may have some upcoming surprises coming soon to the panel. Just stay tuned for that. And of course, every last Wednesday of the month, you have the Man Cave. So shouts out to Stan, to Sadal, to Craig Black, to Mario, to T-Bone. These guys, they hold things down, man. It's amazing what they do. Once again, it's just giving everyone their opinions, and some may like it, some may not, because in the Man Cave, it's where anything can go down. And I mean, anything can go down. Also, if you haven't already, while you're on YouTube, go to Smoooth Conversations. That's smooth with 3 O's. If you put in 2 O's, you ain't gonna see it. You're gonna be mad like, Smooth, I thought you said you had a page. Like, man, did you put in 3 O's? They're like, oh, my bad. There we go. So once again, Smoooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. It is a new conversation show that I've been starting over the last 2.5 months. Great conversations with a lot of great people. Tune in, check that out, enjoy it, and you just never know who I might have on the show in the future. But it is a great thing, and it's going to continue to go, just like your Wednesday night sports delight. So a whole lot going on, a whole lot of fun, and it doesn't stop here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in up first. She holds things down from the Boondocks. Jobo, what is happening?
Beat Wednesday. It's a nippy one out there today, guys, but it's a good nippy. Just the right chill. I feel like brought me into the park today and whatnot. I went on a little walk, so fall weather, I love it. The only thing that makes me mad is we're not watching Cardinals baseball in this fall weather.
Man, it is such a crime to not have that red October. It's just not right.
I know, and I know, like, Ben Hockman posted something about it recently, like, just the city's different whenever it's like that, and I miss it. So I'm gonna need to get their heads out of their butt and figure it out, because I want a cool October run for the Cardinals.
Didn't you say that you and B went to a playoff game recently? Cardinal playoff game?
Yeah, we went to the second game, Yachty and Albert's last game in 2022. Yeah, that was a good game. It just sucks. Like, we'll talk about it more, I'm sure, but like, new games. But if you don't score a run, you ain't gonna win anything. Like, your pitching could be dominant and give you 6 innings, 1-run ball, but if you don't score a run, what do? Hi, Miss Dub. Happy Wednesday.
Good evening, Miss Dub. Great to have you back on the platform Sports Talk Show, our favorite fan. She is in the building. And also, as y'all see below my name, this Sunday, Smoooth Productions will be well represented. Yours truly will be at Art and Soul, the 7th annual Art and Soul event. Y'all ask, what is Art and Soul? Well, it's a combination of just performance arts, from comedians being there to rappers, to singers, to live bands, to actual live art being displayed. Once DJing, you know what I'm saying? I'll be there DJing. So if you get the VIP package, You and other VIP members will be on a rooftop on a cool Sunday evening, enjoying a solid headphone party, and I'll be one of the DJs. You also have Energy, and you also have Big Homie Ace. So you have three different vibes that you can control by one button on your headphone. But you got to be part of the VIP package. So go to just put in Art and Soul on Facebook. You will see it everywhere. Also go to eventbrite.com and put in Art and Soul and go ahead and get your tickets right now because it's going to sell out. It's going to be amazing. And once again, I will be there and holding things down. So it's going to be an amazing event. They're going to have like three different levels, like three different floors. So you have um, you'll have the rooftop. You'll have, of course, like the second, you have like a different level here on this floor. There are different level of stuff. So a whole lot of entertainment going down on a Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come downtown at the Angard Arts Hotel. Just put in Angad, Angad, Arts Hotel on Google, and boom, you right there. So whole lot going on in my world. But yeah, Bunny is almost ready. She got to do her mom thing. You know what I'm saying? So she'll be on very soon. But yeah, Joe Bo, just going back to what you said, just not having that October feeling, and once, like you said before, we'll get into more of some baseball talk and Cardinal talk and everything. But just to see Busch Stadium empty at this time it's just, unfortunately, to me, I have to say it's starting to feel normal because of how management is, and that's bad to say.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was wanting to finish your sentence for you and be like, it's starting to feel normal. Not seeing the stadium, the stadium packed, and even in 2022, it was it was filled up. I think we mentioned it last year too. Well, not last year, last week, but it just hasn't felt like it has in years past. Whenever you felt like we were going to go on a really good deep run, so um, City Field right now, that place looks awesome, and I love these Mets jerseys, man. They're so sick. They're so sick.
Yeah, and as we've been saying too, it's like the fans feel like, you brought up opening day last year, and I told you about my experience, and it was like, yeah, the people are there because of it's a unofficial holiday, but it's like once the
Hmm.
game started, it's like the fans don't have that feeling of, what, something special might happen, you know, and we had those feelings, especially in 2022 Pujols last year. It was like it was an energy in that stadium because people had an expectation that something great was going to happen, and that's what's missing from this Cardinal team is we're lacking that assurance that every game we go to or every game we watch on TV, we're going to have an expectation that something great is going to happen. Right now, we're at that point where we're surprised if Arenado hits a home run. You know what I'm saying? We're surprised if Goldie drives in a run. It shouldn't be like that, but we're at the point that we're surprised if multiple runs are scored with men in scoring position. And that's not how it used to be.
No, yeah, I agree, and I don't know. I don't think we talked about it last week too. It's probably going to be a bit before we feel it. Maybe next year something is something. I think it'll be kind of exciting next year, just because you're going to see a lot of young kids and whatnot consistently. But as if like going into the year, I think we're going to do damage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just going to be kind of, and not even kind of how Orioles fans have felt, because Orioles fans felt, hey, we drafted really good. We had the number one draft pick here and there. This is a complete rebuild. This is going to be awesome. But we might have something slightly getting, like I said, getting to see these young kids play and whatnot. But I don't know. It's going to be different. It's going to be different for all of us. And and we'll talk about it for months and months now. But it's just,
Right.
yeah, just watching these playoff games for the last couple weeks now. It's like, gee, we're gonna get this again. I want to see it again because these playoffs have been great.
Yes, they have.
There's been some blowout games in there, but even in the blowout games, there's been history being made. Like Sunday, the Dodgers went 33 innings of not giving up a run. Like that's 3 games of shutout baseball. Like that's insane to me. Seeing what Giancarlo Stanton's doing, he's really freaking good in the playoffs. He's hitting mammoth bombs in the playoffs. Judge finally hit a homer last night. So I don't know. It's been a really good, fun playoff. A lot of big superstar names, and I want that to be the Cardinals again. Hope not 5 years down the road. Hopefully closer to 2 to 3 years.
Right. Well, we have someone else who is ready to give her opinions. She's holding things down from the ill side at this time. Got on her Cardinal red hoodie, but I don't think it's an actual Cardinal hoodie. But she rocking that red hoodie right now. She was like, "Why you gotta say all that? Just say it's red, damn it." Bunny, what's happening?
Exactly. You don't put my business out there like that. But happy hump day, y'all. Jumbo, background's different. Your background's different. You change positions.
Yeah, well, the last couple of weeks I've been in the garage, but it's been a little day, so I'm in the other side of the basement, the man cave area, but the man cave area is also the kids' playroom, so it's a mess.
Understand. Shout out again to the producer. I love our background. I love this flowing through St. Louis. Yo, make sure everybody that's tuning in, give it up to the producer. You feel like you going through 40, just passing through all of this,
That might be me right there. No.
Yeah, that's my car.
Look, that would be you pulling up downtown if it was playoffs, but the Cardinals that you were just talking about,
right?
They couldn't cut it.
Yeah, shame. But how have you been, Bunny? We've been missing you on the show.
Again, life is life, and look, it's so bad. I only got one area, y'all. That's how bad it got. Look, glass handle. I'm down to my other glasses disappeared, and I had to go back to my old ones that's missing the handle.
Wow.
Like, damn, this is where I am in life, huh? But hey, I'm here. I'm alive. Having fun, talking about sports. What is this? October, fall. Even though Jobo loves her fall baseball and having this go into November, even though we should be talking about only football right now, get ready for NBA. But here we are. We'll still talk about a little baseball for you, Jobo. Other than that, good. Balancing toddler, 5-year-old, being a crazy wife, all that good stuff. But you all, piggyback real quickly on baseball. So, I was thinking, I was like, the winter warm-up is in 3 months. Usually that gets the fans excited. We're almost in baseball season. How are you going to sell winter warm-up when we really don't have our stars anymore? We got almost a fire sale. Everything must go. How is it to get excited? Yeah, you're going to have some up-and-coming people, but we know they're going to more than likely not do well on the Major League roster. They're going to need some more time to get experience. How do you sell that to the fan base? Like I saw the billboard 2 weeks ago, coincidentally driving down Highway 40 on 2025 season for sale, tickets for sale. I'm like, how do you sell that?
That's a great question because as brought up, unless they do any kind of surprising move this during the offseason, there's not going to be a real big buzz about this upcoming team.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got Wynn that everyone loves, and Jordan Walker, if Victor Scott, if he, if he's on the team and whatnot. But it really just depends what they do in the offseason with not adding people, but who they're going to get rid of. Like, I probably put money down that year. It makes sense with how the Cardinals are, what their future is going to look like. He's got one more year. He just had an amazing year, so he's going to want a lot more money in arbitration. Why not try to sell high right now because this is the best it's going to get and get something for him. So your closer's going to be gone. People stay for night games, see his entrance. So that's something that's gone. Goldie's gone. They're talking about possibly Wilson, possibly Sonny, so it really depends what they do in the off season. And then, because usually by the winter warm up, most of those moves are done already. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see who's here because I don't see them going out and like making any splashy, sexy moves or anything like that. I really don't. Yeah, if anything, there might be a prospect that some people are familiar with, know their name that we get in a trade, but it's not going to be anyone you get that's going to like, oh my gosh, this team's dangerous now. So yeah, I mean, it's winter warm up because like the last couple of years, we got fans were excited to go there to see Wilson, and I don't think Sonny was there this year. I can't remember, but they're just always excited to see new players that you get, and it's not going to be anything like that this year.
And truthfully, I think we've
year.
seen it before, but I mean, I'm totally down with the youth movement. I just want to see that the coaching staff throughout the whole organization, they bring out the best in these players because that's what's needed. You have to have, it is imperative to have Jordan Walker be your best all-around player. I mean, bottom line, he has to be the guy. Nolan Gorman has to be standing up in the minors playing every day. You know what I'm saying? And using that power. If those guys live up to their potential, the reason why they were called up, at a certain time, we're good because Mason Wynn is going to only get better and better. He doesn't have it in him to decline. Burleson, I feel he will continue to get better and better. Victor Scott, eventually, he was showing signs of improvement with his bat, but it's just a small little details in regards to base running and maybe better routes in regards to certain plays in the outfield. But once he gets that together, like boom, like we're solid. Brendan Donovan, we already know the kind of guy he is. The question mark for me has to still be Newbar. He's still a question mark for me because it's like he has that in him, but then he gets injured all the time and it slows him down. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to build it back up. If he can stay consistent in regards to being on the field, then another mainstay. But if you always injured, it's hard for me to put my all behind you.
Yeah, and I was listening to Bernie's podcast yesterday, and he was kind of, going through just the youth movement and this and that. And I think he's 26, not old. We all know 26 is very young.
Right.
But if you're 26 in baseball and you're constantly getting hurt, it's kind of like, okay, well, you're kind of getting old now, So, and that's kind of where Nootbaar is at. So, but no, I agree. It's like Nootbaar, if he can stay healthy, he's got all the potential. I think the prediction one prediction that I have going into next year is I think Donovan gets an extension. He's kind of, he's like the leader of the team right now. You saw it last year. Everyone was saying he was sending out texts and stuff to the team, telling them, that 2023 was a fluke. And I don't know, he's just a good all-around ball player. He plays all over the place. He gets on base. So I can see him getting an extension this offseason.
Yep, I can definitely see that. So let's go ahead and get right into our topics. And let me make sure that she is ready. Okay, let me know when you're ready, Bunny, so I can bring you back in. Okay, she good to go. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and get right into our topics. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Bunny, what about yourself? Uh-oh, you on mute. Her and that mute button. Best friends.
She doesn't know where the mute button's at.
Yeah, I can't do it for you. It won't let her unmute. Like, wait a minute. So, all right, what we'll do is, Joe, you go ahead and go first, and then we'll see by the time uh, I'll go second, and then we'll have Bunny go last. She's like, what the heck is going on? So, Joe, what has your attention?
I mean, a lot of it we just talked about. The playoff baseballs, obviously. Just all the good games that we've been seeing, all the big stars that we've been seeing. Or watch this, that like Frankie Lindor's probably one of my favorite all-around ball players. He's just so good. He's so good at everything. So yeah, just watching the playoffs, like me and you were talking about before the show, like Manfred and MLB's like praying and hoping to everyone that it's the Dodgers and the Yankees in the Fall Classic, and we very well might get that. We might even get a New Year's the first time since 2000, I believe. So either way, MLB is gonna win. They're either gonna get a New York team or an LA team in there. I think the Guardians are done. They don't look great. But then also on a couple of lighter notes, I guess not lighter notes because devastating thing in the Tampa Bay, they're not gonna have a place to play next year.
Right.
Hurricane Milton took the entire roof off of that place. And what's crazy about it is I read that roof was built to withstand like 115 mile per hour wind. Well, apparently, either it was more than that or it wasn't.
No.
It's
So,
just sad.
so here's the thing. I did some research. So, when it was built at that time, yes, that was true. But they were supposed to have been redoing that roof, and they never did, and it's been way overdue. So when that happened, and prayers up to those in Florida and the surrounding areas that have been affected as well. But yes, because they haven't been on it and renovating, the roof, then that's why the wind, that's why everything fell off because of the wind, because they didn't keep it up to date during a certain time frame.
They raised. That's all I'm going to say is for that to happen. They need to take advantage of this. Like we always say after COVID, it sucked, but it gave us, more life to the platform. Maybe Hurricane Milton can knock some sense into the Rays and be like, yo, why don't you just actually rebuild a stadium, even in Tampa Bay? Give the fans what they want. But I don't know where they're going to play next year. You got the A's playing at Sacramento, I think. They're going to be playing in a minor league stadium next year. So, I mean, that's my guess is that's what's going to happen for Tampa as well. And then on a even better note is just, I know I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago with Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey, with him passing away, him and his brother. But watching the Columbus Blue Jackets home opener last night had me in tears, bawling my eyes out. They started the game with with only 4 guys on for him. And kind of just let the clock go down for a little bit. And his wife and kids and his parents were there. So that was it was cool to see, but sad obviously because him and his brother were so young, and just tragic what happened. But I don't know, that was just it was a neat little tribute they had.
And just sticking with hockey real quick, the Blues, of course, had their home opener last night, and it didn't go too well. Lost 4-1. Even had the opposing team's goalie hitting a goal last night. I'm like,
I thought that was a mistake. I'm like, that didn't really happen. But lo and behold, y'all, I said, damn, how the goalie get up? That's like a pitcher getting to be able to get a home run in the game to me. Like, this is supposed to happen.
right, yeah. So unfortunately, they lost. Joe, I think they're 2-2 right now. What are your early thoughts in regards to this Blues team?
So early on, they look more exciting than they did last year. They're faster, which is what I've been saying is needed to happen. Like when Chief was still here, he was still in the 2019 mindset of big and heavy, crushing up against the boards. But hockey's changed since 2019. It's quicker. There's little and more faster guys skating all over the place, and that's what they look like. And so And obviously you don't want to start every game down, but they've shown in the first couple games that if they do get down, it's they can fight and come back. And even the game in Vegas last week, that was even a good game too. Vegas is clearly a lot better than us. They have been for a while. At least put up a fight against them.
So my only concern about this Blues team, and it's kind of over the last couple of years too, is that yes, they are younger, they are more exciting to watch. However, I think they're still suffering from an offensive standpoint, similar to the Cardinals, where you don't have that person on the team that you can expect a dynamic game every game. Like with Pittsburgh, you had Crosby, and the other teams you have this guy and that guy. I still don't see right now the Blues having that impact player where every game the defense is like they have to focus on make sure this guy doesn't score kind of person. And I think that's going to hold them back. Now, I know that when they won a championship in 19, that, not saying they had the Crosby and the Ovechkins at that time, but they also had a great system in regards to their defense, outstanding goalie, and everything. So hopefully that can help. That can happen this year. But I still feel offensively they're still lacking that consistent impact player.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit. I mean, no, I was just gonna say, like not a Crosby, a McDavid, a Matthews. You know what I'm saying? Like not everyone has that, but I do think that we'll have one or two 30-goal scorers and probably Booch and Kyrou, and then we'll probably have 3 to 4 20-goal scorers. So I mean, I think that's kind of like how 2019 was in no way, shape, or form. But 2019, it was kind of spread out, all the goals. We didn't have that one guy that went out there and put up 40 goals and 100 points and whatnot. It was kind of just spread all around. So again, this year it's still more of just the kids, getting their footing and and just seeing what we can be. Again, it's only 4 games in, so I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, I think they could be an exciting team this year.
All right, Bunny, now that you're ready, what has your attention?
The NBA season. You're feeling gallery. She's excited for the NBA season too. So, okay, they know you're excited, babe. They know. So we're in the preseason. Regular season should start, I want to say next. No, we got the next. Yeah, we got the next. So with that, how about the whole hype of the offseason? Bronny and LeBron, right? So of course LeBron. Okay, they got the memo that you want to see Bronny. So they know that Bronny is not going to do anything because preseason he hasn't done anything either. Okay. However, basically, I think this season is going to be equivalent to like Bronny's sophomore season. And with that, I'm just looking forward to hopefully he can actually be more of an impact as a, 10th man off the bench type thing. Because technically, he hasn't done anything yet, which again, you don't expect it to. His freshman year, he didn't do a lot. But I said he didn't have all the way of a whole year or two to emerge in college like you see other players. The other thing I'm thinking, all right, with AD and LeBron having all that mileage, that I hope that they can do a nucleus of being competitive in the playoffs and get past the first round. So NBA season, LeBron, Bronny, see if they're going to do something. And also, a few weeks ago, it caught me off guard was when Kat, who went to the conference final and lost, got traded to the New York Knicks. Now that, I'm like, okay, let's see how Kat's going to do out there with the Knicks. With Brunson and stuff, I think the Knicks, I guess you can go into the conference finals. I see them taking on the Celtics.
Yep.
Okay, and if people ain't want to give them that much credit early, we'll see if they don't have any injuries. Yeah, Celtics, watch out. Y'all don't notice because that's what the Knicks were lacking. And y'all know Cat just not just a big man; he can shoot the three as well. Like New York has enhanced it. So I'm excited to see that. Of course, they're gonna do that and see the tournament again at the beginning of the year. Hey, that's pointless, but it's still exciting to watch because it's NBA basketball. In the meantime, our boy Stan talking about Draymond will now choke Cat out only twice a year. Real Stan.
I don't know. See, now that he in New York, the environment is different. So I think his teammates might actually stand up for him, unlike the Timberwolves teammates.
Exactly. I think it's gonna be exciting. And again, think about it. In the Eastern Conference, the Knicks was already making some noise. Of course, they lost to who did they lose to?
The Pacers.
The Pacers. Again, why I can definitely see with how they are set up now, the Knicks can dethrone Pacers if they don't do any trade deadline deals. The Heat, I think they've already reached their plateau. Jimmy Buckets keeps getting injured at the wrong time, and I'm like, I've been on the Heat's bandwagon the last couple of seasons. I'm like, okay, they're gonna finally get farther and farther, but it's like they come up short. I think they have plateaued. So they maybe be wrong. When April come around, we'll see where the playoff standings are. But just saying, watch out for the Knicks. And if anybody watches Sports Center or not Sports Center, ESPN, y'all know Stephen A is a big Knicks fan. Y'all already know how Spike Lee is. You talking about trash talking to another level? Watch out. Really, Stan said due to the tough environment and atmosphere of New York, his teammates may choke him out.
Oh God!
I don't know, man. Draymond is Draymond. Listen, don't poke the bear because when the bear is poked, have y'all seen that movie Cocaine Bear? That's Draymond. Play him if you want to, okay?
Oh Lord! So you know what? Before I get to mine, let's stick with basketball while I have you out here, Bunny, and talk about the WNBA because tonight, actually, I think right now they're playing. It's the Lynx, Minnesota Lynx versus the New York Liberty. Series tied at 1. I'm surprised because after game 1, that game was freaking amazing. If y'all saw game 1, because the Liberty had like a 15, 16 point lead in the fourth quarter. And Minnesota had a huge run to come back, and they actually could have won it in regulation. But then you had that foul call on Breonna Stewart, and then she could have won the game with the Liberty, but she missed the second free throw that would have won the game. But I was surprised the Liberty came back and actually won game 2. I thought that their soul was crushed after losing game 1, but I commend them for standing up to adversity and doing everything. And now they're playing tonight, once again in Minnesota for the next 2 games. So I'm excited about that. Shouts out to the WNBA, an amazing playoff run. Because people thought, well, once Caitlin Clark gets taken out the playoffs, that the viewers may go down, the excitement may go down. No, basketball has been amazing. It has been amazing. And as Ms. Dub says, it's amazing how many games came down to free throws. Exactly. Stan says his Liberty needs to turn around. They're down by 10 right now.
But it's still the second quarter. We got 2 more quarters, so it's early.
But yeah, once again, series tied at 1. It has been amazing. But also, it was just announced last week that the WNBA announced a new first round playoff format. And best of 7 for the first time ever, best of 7 final series. So in the past, y'all been seeing 5-game series where the first team to get 3 wins the whole thing. Now it's the first team that wins 4 out of 7. In the first round, it's going to be a 1-1-1 format, meaning 1 game at the top seeds place, next game at the lower seed game, and then 3rd game of the series back at the top seeds place. So a lot of traveling, but they want to make sure that each team gets a home game in the. So that's just exciting news, and of course, more money for the W.
That's it right there. And you know what? It's not coincidence that it decided to do this format change for next year at this point. I figured whenever they found their break, when they finally know viewership and more eyes and more engagement from fans, whenever they figured they would get there, then they knew they were going to change the format. It's definitely not by coincidence. But as you stated, with Caitlin Clark out of the playoffs, the viewership has still been there. You still see people courtside, famous people, celebs. They still got the numbers. This is exciting. And I hope this momentum keeps going next year. And as long as you have the quote unquote Bird Magic rivalry in the Reese and Caitlin Clark thing, this is only going to get bigger. So I am excited for the WNBA, for the sports in general. And the next great news I want to hear is their salary will increase. But having more playoff games, having more media sponsorships definitely will help them get more money, and they can play the players more. So hopefully more great things to come. We shall see.
Speaking of salary, did you see how Andrew Reese recently said that her WNBA salary wouldn't be enough for her lifestyle?
That is correct. Now,
if it wasn't for her other thing that she into, like her endorsement deals and the past NIL and everything else that she's doing, her lifestyle wouldn't be enough the money wouldn't be enough to accommodate her lifestyle. That's crazy.
I saw that, and at the same time, I was thinking she'd specify $8,000 a month rent. Even in New York, that's not the most expensive by far, but it's not the cheapest. But again, you said her lifestyle, so that's a choice. My point is,
right?
You're doing a lot to grow the game, but that's still a choice because you can stay in a $4,000 a month apartment in New York. It's still not going to be probably posh in a penthouse, but it's probably going to be nice, like decent. Let me say decent. Okay, that's New York though. If she stayed in Chicago, you still get a decent apartment for that price. If you stayed in, I'm just saying, my point is just that's a lifestyle choice. I mean, it's definitely not poverty at all. I don't know if she has to support any other family members, so that's why I'm not going to assume, hey, 74 or 88, that whatever she said is not enough. It's probably not for the amount of work you do at the same time. You can humble yourself a little bit longer if you wanted to. But again, it's not a necessity because she does have endorsements, so she can still live a good lifestyle. So,
yep. So once again, shouts out to the women of the dub, the WNBA. Once again, the series tied at 1, Lynx versus Liberty. This series might go 5. It might just go 5, which of course would be great for the game. So going back to what has my attention, the wifey and I, along with my mother and mother-in-law, had the pleasure to witness a GOAT. We saw Simone Biles, Jordan Childs. We saw them at the Family Arena last night in St. Charles. It was my first time going to a big gymnastic exhibition, and it was pretty cool. Definitely shouts out to all the athletes. You have a lot of Olympic champions on your screen right now, some from USA, some from other countries as well. But to be able to say, man, I seen the GOAT, Simone Biles in person doing her thing was pretty amazing. The scenery, the setup, and there you go right there, a side view. But it was just truly amazing to see those athletes, and then for them to do it so easily. You know what I'm saying? Doing backflips and doing, they just did all kind of stuff. You see the uneven bars, the horse. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff they did, and it was amazing. Like I said, they did it like it was just like it ain't nothing. If I try to jump up now to a high ball and try to land, I'm gonna be scared for my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how crazy it looks, but it was an amazing thing to see. Once again, shouts out to the GOAT for having this tour come to St. Louis, and they all did their thing. It was entertaining, and I'm sure I just saw on the other photo, a lot of people were there, a lot of kids were there, and this dub, Simone Biles, makes the incredible look easy, and that's what great people do. GOATs do. They make any sport, anything look easy and effortless. So amazing event. And let me see. She had to get her emos fixed, right? Because her husband got her hooked up to Emos Pizza. So she definitely had to get her emos fixed. But once again, it was a nice time out with the family and just seeing incredible athletes. I mean, it takes a lot of upper body strength to do a lot of what I saw last night. I was like, good Lord, how can you do all that? But then you see the guys, if you see, all their arms are like 20 inches. the triceps.
Not 20 inches.
I'm just saying. So it takes a lot of strength. The ladies all got calves out this world, but it's an amazing event. So shouts out to the these Olympic champions, and of course to the GOAT for all they done, man. So
does that mean you're going to the LA games in 4 years? You getting those tickets for the Lolo?
I mean, we're going to be at a level where they're going to be paying us to go. So that's the plan. Put it out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the plan. They want us. They're like, hey, we got to have the platform sports talk show. Just let us know when y'all can come out, whatever. We take care of the room, take care of the flights, put y'all in a nice position, get y'all interviews. We want them to want us. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. That's the plan. There we go. Say it again.
I'm here for it, especially how Snoop Dogg made it exciting. They're gonna be like, bring the platform, make it exciting. Let's go.
Right. So, speaking of exciting, let's talk about these former Cardinal players who are making an impact in the postseason. So you see, you have for the Mets, you got Harrison Bader. Now I know Joe, he hasn't been playing a whole lot, probably because they play against a lot of right-handed pitchers, and I guess he's more, he's more suitable for left-handed pitchers. But he's still playing right now. Something that we can't say at this time. Then we have Luke Weaver, of all people, Joe, holding things down in the bullpen, closing out games. Who would have thought that a couple years ago?
I know we were watching. So Monday night we were watching, and I was like, out of all the former Cardinals that are like just, playing in the playoffs right now. And again, Luke Weaver one was years ago. Like whatever, he's played for like 10 teams since the Cardinals. But
Right.
It's just like that is the most unlikely of what, like unlikely. He's a closer for the New York Yankees right now. And he's like throwing 95, 96, tossing a nasty changeup up there, and like, oh my goodness. Like, so that it's almost funny to me about that one because it's so unlikely that it happened. But here we are. He's 2 games away from a World Series.
I mean, it's freaking incredible. Tommy Edman, which I ain't surprised. He's always just been, when he's healthy, he's always just been a baller. You could put him anywhere and do his thing. Jack Flaherty, he's in a perfect position in LA, which he gonna be getting a big contract after the postseason because of what he's doing right now in LA, and he might as well stay in LA because I think he always wanted to, play there. I think he's born in California, so that's like the hometown right there. Then, of course, another surprise who's been showing out in the playoffs with the Guardians, Lane Thomas. It's like, man, dude,
so
it's like
the Lane Thomas and Luke Weaver one. I was kind of just like, because again, I mean, Lane Thomas trade, that was almost 6 years ago now, so it's like he's been with the Nats for so long. It's if we're gonna try to say it's one of those like scenarios that we talk about with like Randy A, I don't think any of these guys are the Randy A scenario, honestly. It's just funny that we're seeing Lane Thomas hit grand slams against the unanimous AL Cy Young Triple Crown winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny that he's doing it. He had 2 big home runs in that series, a grand slam and a 3-run homer in game 1, I think. So,
and he's bad like in the
crazy
fourth hole too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's bad in.
I think it's
5.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5, I think. They keep switching him and Naylor around for whatever reason, but yeah, I mean, good for them though. It's exciting.
Yeah. So with that being said, seeing former Cardinal players making an impact in the postseason, blank. So complete that sentence, Bunny.
Sorry. Hello?
seeing former Cardinal players making an impact in the postseason.
So with the who's that player you just said?
Lane Thomas.
Lane Thomas.
And you said that's not surprising that he's making an impact with the Guardians.
No, it's not that it's not surprising. It's I mean, he was a good ball player. You know, we traded him. He's played with the Nats. He had a really good. He's had like 2 or 3 good years with the Nats now. But it's crazy, you know.
I don't think it's. I mean, we can say that about a few players that came to the Cardinals that did something for us, especially in the playoffs. So I don't look at a spill mill like we can't cry about it now they're not with us. They're being impactful because look how our organization runs. They didn't care. They could have kept some of these players. They like, listen, I'm not gonna cry over spill milk. What I do want us to have the attitude is like your other favorite team, the Astros. Remember 7 years ago they were the trash of the clubs, or maybe 8 years ago, you know. And look how they are now. So our real building process is going to be like probably what they're going through. And then we're going to forget all about it and just be talking about how happy and great they are. And we're going to like act like the last 3-4 seasons are going to be like, oh, don't count it. Treat it like it was a pandemic year, you know. We're going to put asterisks next to it, all right? So I'm not crying that these other players are doing good. I just want us to be back on top so we can be talking about Cardinals in the playoffs and not looking at former players in the playoffs.
So for myself, seeing former Cardinal players making an impact in the postseason does not surprise me because of the lack of organization going on in St. Louis. And when you had these players, I know that COVID was a huge factor for Lane Thomas, where like once COVID came, he never just overcame whatever he was going through. But for you to have these guys in the system, and Tommy Evans was never a problem. They just thought at the time, letting go of him to get, Tommy Pham and the other guy who we don't even have no more. Oh, no, we do have him still. He's
we have him.
Eric Fetty. But still, they thought that was a smart move, which, as you see, may not have been as smart because he's been a reliable player. But it just shows that certain guys, which also kind of goes back to what I've been saying a long time ago too. And that is it to a point where the pressure to succeed is too much for certain players if they play for St. Louis? That is a real big question that has to be put out there more. Is there too much pressure for guys to deliver while wearing the Cardinals jersey? Period.
I think it'd be more
Harrison
pressure.
Bader.
Go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, I was just gonna say Harrison Bader wore a New York Yankees jersey and he had a really good October in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Edman, he's always been a good ball player. He's even whenever we did make the playoffs, he had good Octobers with us. And Jack Flaherty, he's had good Octobers with us. You know, so I don't think it's anything. It's the birds on the bat type thing. They don't have the type of bright lights on them as LA and New York does. You know, like these just as big organizations and even more media on them. So I don't think it has anything to do with like, oh, they couldn't just perform for the Cardinals because, it's hard to perform for the Cardinals.
I think it's just you should be putting more pressure on yourself than worry about the organization. Again, it's playoffs. So playoffs, more eyes are going to be on you, whether it's media, whether it's the fans, whether ownership, but definitely not the Cardinals making it be more pressure to where it's hard to play. We're one of the easier teams in organizations prior to the last crappy years to play for because we have full stadiums all the time. So they're used to seeing people. They're used to the media being in their face. They know St. Louis loves the baseball team. So we're going to follow you every step from spring training on. So that is regular season. You get the view in the eyes, at least from the hometown. So that is definitely not added pressure from the organization. You just should do that from within. But definitely, like Joe stated, New York, a Yankee person, tough. They got triple the pressure just because New York fans and the media is just a whole nother level. So if you want to have a lot of eyes on you and still don't feel like they're going to just slice and dice and talk about you and your family and your great grandparents, then St. Louis for postseason is the easier market to be under the lights than in those other bigger markets. So, no, it's definitely not the organization for the pressure.
I don't know. I feel now maybe these guys it's a no, but I do feel like there may be certain guys who do put a lot of pressure because, as you said, Bunny, it's not like it's New York or Boston, but these players do know that these fans in St. Louis have an expectation for a great baseball as well. So for certain players, not saying the guys you see on the screen, but there may be some certain players who try to put too much pressure on themselves to please these fans, and it takes them out their game as well. Once again, not saying these
I
guys on
mean,
the.
like,
But who are you supposed to be pleasing if
sorry,
it's not the
I
fans
think we're.
besides yourself?
What'd you say,
And
Joe?
I was just gonna say is, yeah, it's like you gotta think for the last 10 years or so, and I am going back about 10 years now. The fans have it's been creeping up slowly. Like it's fans have never in their life booed this team until last year.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot for that to happen. The worst season that any of us can remember. These guys, there's no way they felt any filling in the seats every night, clapping and cheering them on. Oh, we love you, this and that. Like it literally took until last year for them to kind of like, okay, shoot, these fans are pissed off. They want more, this and that. So I don't know. I just think it's been recently that maybe guys are starting to feel a little bit of pressure. Maybe with an exception of also Yachty not being there and Wayno not being there anymore. I think, other guys like Nato and Goldie were like, okay, now we really have to step up. So that put pressure on them. I mean, I just think it's been a couple different things for this team the last 2 years. But before that, I don't think any player, because they knew that they were so freaking loved by this team. Like we would have done anything, for we would do anything for this team in St. Louis, but it just the last year or so that's when the pressure I think started hitting them a little bit.
But again, pressure. If they're not supposed to be performing for the fans, who else are they performing for besides themselves?
Mm-hmm.
There should be pressure to perform because you made a choice to say, hey, I'm going to be a baseball player as my career, or any athlete. You made that choice. And you can say it was forced upon you to help family circumstances. It's still a choice, though. So once you make it out of the minor leagues and into the major league, the pressure is going to be there, but they're paying you to deal with the pressure. Now, I don't want you to be so pressured where it gets to you mentally to where, you're pushing the limit too much, where it's like, okay, you need to take a step back. Don't have crazy thoughts of I can't take it, I may do something crazy. But I'm saying the pressure is part of the game. I mean, regular workers have pressure in certain situations when they're doing their job. So we're talking about athletes. That goes with the territory. You made the choice. Now, again, as you know, if you do want to be in this day and age with social media, if you don't want to succumb to feeding into what whoever the media outlets fans are saying, don't read the comments. That I can say that can help minimize some of your pressure. Don't read the comments, but in general, you want to perform good for yourself and then for the fans, because the amount of money that they're making, even if it's the minimum salary, those fans making less than you are, and they're spending their money to come see you. They need a break from their reality, and that's why they come see these games, the entertainment. So the pressure is there, but it's a choice, and hopefully you do deliver, take it serious.
There we go. Well said. Let's talk about this, Joe Bo. Why don't you go ahead, if you don't mind, talk about these Gold Glove finalists first from the NL.
Yeah, for the NL pitchers, you got Chris Sale, who's going to win the Cy Young as well. Luis Severino and Zach. Catchers, you got Patrick Bailey, Gabriel Moreno, and Will Smith. First base, yes, he is a first baseman now, Bryce Harper. Matt Olson and Christian Walker. Second base, Ketel Marte, Bryson Stott, and Bryce Terrain. Shortstop, you got Dansby. I can never say this guy's name. Something Tovar. And then our boy Mason Wynn. Okay. Nolan Arenado at third, Matt Chapman and Ryan McMahon. Left field, you got Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Ian Happ, Brandon Marsh. Center, Vernon Doyle, Blake Perkins, Jacob Young. Right field, Sal Frelick. Yes, I can never say it. Yes, I'm going to say yes. And then utility, Vernon Donovan, Kike, and Jarrett Trelio. So yeah, Cardinals, they got 3 Gold Glove finalists, and I can see 2 of them possibly getting it.
Yeah.
So hey, we did something this year.
I'm gonna say the 2 that I see is Donovan and Mason winning the Gold Gloves. How about yourself, Joe?
Yeah, those are the 2 I'm thinking as well. I do know Nolan, he did have a lot better of a year than he did the year before at third base. I know there was some things when you're watching it, lazy plays by him, but I
Right.
mean, his up again this year, which has been nice. So he looked a little bit more like himself, but I think just now that Matt Chapman's in the NL and Nolan's in the NL, it's Matt Chapman's going to win it all the time now if he's healthy because he's so good over at third base. Which is crazy to think in, I think, high school or college, those 2 played third and together, which that is pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to do. But yeah, I see Donnie just with everything he's done all over the place, and Mason Wynn, I think that has to be like a no doubter, I think.
Yeah. Bunny, how about yourself?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask Joe, Bo. You had a couple of names you were struggling with. I was trying to find them. Which one?
It was Ezekiel Tovar, the shortstop, and then
You can't say Ezekiel.
I can say Ezekiel. I can't say it now actually, but I don't know. I feel like on the broadcast they say it different than just Ezekiel.
And then you have in the right field, Mike Yastrzemski.
Yeah, Yastrzemski. Oh, that last name you're familiar with because of the last person to win the Triple Crown.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's his grandpa or whatever, but that's what I just call him Yaz, just like they called his grandpa.
Okay. But I looked at the list last night. As far as the 3 Cardinal ones, I'm still on the fence, y'all. Because reading through it, and I know the Royals guy, what's his name? What's the Royals?
Bobby Witt.
Yeah, I think number wise this is better. I know they're 2 different leagues, but my point is, if the writers are looking at both leagues, so all these players, and you're putting up against, they're gonna compare numbers before, like, okay, this league is this person, this league is this person. Yeah, I don't know. When I'm on the fence, it can go either way. Arenado, yeah, I can see him getting it. I mean, if he gets it now, he won't get it anymore. The competition is just too fierce. But that's why I was like, sometimes y'all know writers that just don't stick with the numbers; it's emotions too. And most of them are men, so they're gonna be like, well, Cardinals didn't have a good year, but Arenado's had some solid numbers, and going against this part, I can see him winning his. The other Cardinal is, where am I looking?
Donovan.
Donovan. You think Donovan has a better chance of winning it over
Kike?
Over, what was I looking at? Hey, well, I'm talking about you can't pronounce names. I just can't see.
Put your broken glasses on.
Girl, I need to, seriously. Well, it don't matter. I don't think Donovan's going to win it. I'm trying to compare it to this name here because I was reading up these numbers when they're comparing it. Now I can't find the name, but yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, you got Brendan Donovan, Kike Hernandez, and Jared Trujillo.
I think it was Torillo's numbers. I mean, y'all think Donovan's going to beat those other 2? I think it's Torillo's numbers. I think they said it was better, but
no,
y'all think he could do it?
I got Donovan. If we both got Donovan, excuse me.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see him getting it. That's Torillo's numbers. But we shall see. They're announcing it November, first week of November, I want to say, when they announce it. So TBD, y'all. TBD.
So Joe, we can go ahead and break down the AL.
And the pitchers in the AL, you got Griffin Canning, Seth Lugo, and Cole Reagans. Catchers, you got Freddie Fermin, Kyle Rowley, and Jake Rogers. First base, Nathaniel Lowe, Ryan Mountcastle, and Carlos Santana. Second base, Andres Jimenez, Nicky Lopez, and Marcus Semien. Up, you got Brian Rocchio, Anthony Volpe, and Bobby Witt. Third base, you got Alex Bregman, Ernie Clement, and Jose Ramirez. Left field, Colton Cowser, Stephen Kwan, Alex Verdugo. Center field, Jaron Duran, Jake Myers, Dalton Varsho. Right field, you got Juan Soto, which, oh my gosh, that is an awful.
Juan Soto made it? I
right
didn't
there.
realize that.
Me neither. That is disgusting. I want to throw up in my mouth.
Wow,
Utility,
Delmo,
you got Willie Castro, Mauricio Dubon, and Dylan Moore. That is, okay.
Man,
But looking
I
at the two leagues, yeah, looking at the two leagues. Hold on, how is Aaron Judge not in center field? Huh. Okay, I don't know. I think there's more potential. There's more potential defensively in the NL than there is in the AL, honestly. But they're just Gold Gloves, I guess. I don't know. That's brutal. Juan Soto. His defensive rubs were probably negative.
Wow, I am shocked. I didn't even realize that until
you said about Aaron Judge.
What'd you say, Bunny?
I didn't realize there.
Because Judge is a I don't know if you guys saw the game last night, but J-Ram hit a ball. He hit a missile that looked like it was either going to be gone or at least off the wall, and Judge probably covered at least 60 feet. And he made it look really easy. I know he's like 8 feet, took 2 steps, but he got to that ball real quick. So for a dude 6'7" playing center field, he's doing a pretty damn good job, and sometimes he plays right field as well. So, like I said, I can't believe Aaron Judge isn't on there.
I didn't notice it until you said it. I'm like, Miss Dub had a question.
Yeah, Miss Dub, every position qualifies for a Gold Glove.
Yep. And the utility one's recently new, like 2 years old now. So, and Donovan's won, I think, the first one for that in the NL. So, I mean, I can see him.
Oh, Tommy,
he's just. Was it Edmund?
Yeah, it was Edmund first, and then Donovan the last 2 years. Last year.
Yeah. So only Cardinals players have won it. So let's just keep the tradition going and get it back.
There you go. All right. So as of right now, the postseason picture, as you see on the screen, we have from the AL, the Guardians versus the Yankees. Yankees are up 2-0. As Joe said, that series looks to be over. But the way this postseason has been, you can't count out teams. You just can't count them out because I think, wasn't it the Dodgers that were like down 2-1 in the series versus the Padres, and they came back? Joe, is that correct?
Yeah, and showed them out 2 games in a row. So I mean, yeah, anything can happen, but I don't know. The Yankees just look like even with the Yankees, they look night and day different than what the Guardians look, and
they do.
Yeah,
the Guardians look good coming into the series, though. The Guardians, remember how they did that clutch grand slam against the Tigers? They got into playing against the Yankees, so they were looking good coming in.
The Guardians are kind of just hot and cold. Like they demolished the Tigers, and then the next 2 days, I think they scored 1 run against the Tigers, and then some, clutch pinch hitting in Game 4 led them to get to Game 5, and then obviously Lane Thomas at that grand slam against Skubal. But I don't know. It's just like I said, Yankees just look like big brother to them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees usually own them in the playoffs, so this is probably the easiest road for the Yankees to get to the World Series, like ever. So
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Aaron
I hope the Guardians prove me wrong.
And then Aaron Judge finally woke up, and now he's hitting the home run. So now his confidence is about to soar, and he might just take over the whole series now. Like, it's like sometimes prior to last night's game, he was all around in the postseason struggling. But now he's all of a sudden slowly, it's like, okay, now the game is coming to me slowly. And now he's just about to just take off and go crazy. So you might just see him go bananas for the rest of the series. And if he does that, it's watch out for any team they face.
All I know is I do not want to see a Subway series for the World Series. I do not. No, but I don't.
It's either going to be a Subway series or Yankees in LA.
But it's the two biggest markets, no matter which. If we get a Subway series or we get the LA and the Yankees, it's still big market teams, which but I don't want to see a Subway, so I'm sorry. Y'all can keep that. I definitely will not be tuning in. Just tell me who wins every night.
Well, Miss feels the opposite way of you, Bunny.
I don't want to be your corner in the baseball market. No, and no.
Yeah,
our options are limited, honestly, on like if it's Yankees and Dodgers, okay, come on Dodgers. If it's Yankees and Mets, come on Mets. Anyone but the Yankees for me, honestly. But I mean, this is where we're at. These are our options.
Poison because we see the Yankees or the Mets. I can't stand either. I can say I can't stand the Yankees still beating the Cardinals as far as World Series championship, so they're getting up one on us. So don't want them to win. The Mets, again, taking historically, the Cardinals and Mets couldn't stand each other going back to the 80s, and still you look at it now, it's been a while because they fell off, but they're being relevant. Still, I'm like, no, I just I'd rather see the Dodgers, all of this, and of course, them and the Cardinals had their own little beef, but out of all that, pick your poison. Give me the Dodgers win it all compared to the Yankees and not the Mets either. So we shall see.
What's the score right now, Joe?
It's 2-0. In the third or fourth. Severino got out of a bases loaded 1-out jam, 2-out jam. So
2-0, bottom of the third.
Yeah, but Brennan was up right now. So
y'all said 2-0, but y'all ain't telling me what team is up.
Oh, the Dodgers. My bad. Dodgers
2-0 Dodgers.
Y'all both said, it's 2-0. I'm like, well.
And for the WNBA game, 43-35, the Lynx are up at halftime.
There we go. Got that update from our WNBA correspondent, Bunny. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. So let's keep on moving on because we got some football we got to discuss real quick. College football had a very exciting week 7. And I'm sure Stan, if he's still watching right now, he'll appreciate this photo right here because his Oregon Ducks pulled off a victory against Ohio State. I think that was like a 2-3 matchup at the time. And I showed this photo because this is the quarterback from Ohio State. And he thought that he had enough time to leave the pocket, run up the field, and slide so they can have another play while they were in Oregon's part of the field. Unfortunately, he did not realize that time already ran out. So Ohio State didn't get an opportunity to try to even throw it to the end zone because the quarterback didn't realize that they were already out of time. But it was still a great game. Alabama came very close to losing 2 games in a row. They lost last week to Vanderbilt, and then they barely squeaked out a win against South Carolina. Mizzou had an easy game, which they played UMass at UMass, and it was like you probably would have had more people at a high school game at Gateway Tech than at UMass this past Saturday. Like that's how bad the crowd was at UMass for an SEC team to visit your school during this time of the year. It's kind of it's not a normal thing that at this time of the year that a school like Mizzou will play at UMass at this time. Normally you wait, like early part of the season.
Non-conference games first, and then do your conference ones. Yeah.
So, and I said this to Joe last week. Mizzou has to do a better job with scheduling. Stop scheduling these little weak teams, thinking that that's like going to build you up and get y'all ready for real SEC teams. No, you need to start taking the route that Alabama's and Clemson's and other top teams, they start their first game off playing against great teams off the rip, because that's how you want to measure what you have. Mizzou, the last couple of years, they played the little high school teams and thinking they're the best thing since sliced bread until they had their first real matchup, and you saw what happened against Texas A&M 2 weeks ago.
So I'll give it this. I can see. I understand what you're saying. I see it both ways. One, this game was scheduled, believe it or not, in 2018. I read about it, and I was like, okay, it was 2 ADs ago. And honestly, even on a high school level, per the AD that I know closely related to her, a lot of the football scheduling is not done like the previous season. You going 2 and 3 years. You're doing these agreements. On high school, you got to play them or you just forfeit. The collegiate level, because Mizzou did this before, they were buying out teams. Like, okay, we're not going to play these teams anymore. We'll just pay y'all $750K, $1 million to not play y'all anymore. Which I'm like, how you can just waste money like that? That's how much money you had. $1 million not to play you anymore, and y'all schedule it? That's crazy to me. But regarding to measure where you are and to see, hey, we need to play these tough teams some more, like a Big 10 team or even a Big 12 team. If you're going to play a non-conference, sometimes your team does need it. Sometimes your team does need it, though, because you got your assets whooped by your conference opponent. And now it's like, all right, do we want to go to a back-to-back and get our assets whooped again, or to help them get a little confidence? So you do need to measure it, though, because if y'all really try to get the top of the SEC right now, I still see Mizzou is in the middle. Out of, what is it, 16 teams now? Mizzou is probably, I can say number 6. But if you want to be in the top 3, then yes. Starting next, whenever they can start doing that scheduling, if you're going to do non-conference, it has to be against a Big 10 school that's relevant or Big 12 school. That will help you get measured for your own as well. So I'll see if they bounce back. Okay, you played a subpar team. Now you're about to get into the deep of the SEC. You gotta go to Bama and play at Bama. That's gonna be the toughest one all year. But hopefully this win helps them give a little confidence. Now we don't know what's going on with not Brady Cook, receiver. So we'll see if they can bounce back from that. But honestly, I was looking, excluding what one of my coworkers was saying, Mizzou should only have 2 losses. They got 1. Alabama should be their only other loss without any big injuries. They should be able to be fine against the rest of the season. So we shall see. But I did want to ask you a question, Smooth. You talked about Bama almost got that butt whooping or loss again. Do you think because Saban isn't there anymore, the new coach can't coach like he does, or is it just more talent got spread out more in the SEC? Like, what's causing these close games? And I don't think I saw this as much under Saban. I see number 2.
His talent is that much better because of NIL and the transfer portal. So many more teams have access to get certain players. So now you're seeing more parity around college football. That's why you're seeing so many teams who, like the Vanderbilts, beating certain teams. And you're seeing a lot of surprising games that's going on. Like, remember last week, Joe, I named off 6, 7 games that were upsets. You know what I'm saying? So seeing a lot of teams now using NIL and the transfer portal to get better talent. And then which also it hurts teams because you don't have that chemistry year on and year out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that same solid foundation for the next 2-3 years because players are always leaving from one team to another every year.
That's
So
one of Mizzou's actual shining points. Barton
right.
didn't leave like they thought. Cook didn't leave, and there's a couple of their defensive players. They
Right.
actually decided to stay because I was thinking, I'm like, oh shoot, Barton didn't get a lot of touches his freshman year. He's probably gonna jump ship like other people do, but he stayed. So their core offensively is there, even if it's not the best. With Cook is all right, but that worked in their favor. Now, how do you keep that success going? Like, I think that's part of the recruiting thing. How do you sell to stay, even if your first year isn't all that? How do you compete against it?
You just made me mad because of what you just said about Mizzou, because Brady Cook is a 5-year starter. He's been starting for the last 2 years. There is no way that he should have had a game that he did against Texas A&M. You're acting like you're not a veteran. You're acting like you don't know how to handle pressure and adversity. You know what I'm saying? It's like
he can't get any better than what listen. What year? This is, you said 5 years. 2 seasons ago. Listen to her. Yes, do 5. Say 5. 5-year veteran, we said, right? Yeah. Okay. 2 years ago, we saw what he was capable of, and that was his max. So even last year, when it was like, but it's like we're getting better, I said, y'all not gonna get anything else out of Cook. Like, I thought last year, Eli was gonna definitely forget the portal, just be ready to recruit from the ground up quarterback, somebody out of a high school senior. Hey, I'm gonna sign with y'all. I'm gonna get my 1 year to wait and learn, and then boom. Because we knew Brady, you got what you got. So he does the job to get us. Like you said, he got a butt whoop. He didn't complete a lot of passes like he should have. I don't know the whole, like, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes you got the great Cook, and then he's not consistent. That's the word. He's inconsistent too much. And I don't think it's always on the competition, because a lot of the times I've seen where we win games, he's running for his life, or he's running out of the pocket. Like, he's not built to be that type of quarterback, but he does because he's not reading his receivers. Okay. Somebody wants to talk about Baby Shark and not about Brady Cook anymore. Okay. You had your time. I'm just out. She just ready to talk about this Baby Shark and Brady Cook, so I'll stop. Okay.
Good. And then lastly, in regards to college football, another great game. Unfortunately, they did not come out with the win, which is Colorado against K-State, Kansas State. Very good game. K-State had a nice lead. Colorado came back in the second half. They actually had the lead, but then Kansas State came right back, scored a touchdown, and then Colorado, Shedeur Sanders threw a bad pass out of bounds, and they lost the game. It could have been a game where Colorado would have probably been ranked the very next day if they would have won that game. So I'm not sure if they do have chances to get ranked later on, but they have to have some impressive victories, and their schedule coming up is not looking too easy at all. Like, they still have to play Utah, and they still have to play like Oklahoma State and other teams like that, because then they're now in the Big 12. So it's going to be interesting to see if Colorado can get ranked. Now, they only need 2 more wins to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, to make the postseason.
For the bowl.
Yeah.
For bowl. Mm-hmm.
Now, I know they're not, there isn't just to make it in. They want to get to, a playoff, but it would be a huge step for their program to get bowl eligible after being a disgrace over the last couple of years. So
let's give it to Deion, though, because this is year number 2 he's there. And
right.
If any head coach and good head coach, when you don't recruit a lot of your players you're inheriting, even though he kind of almost revamped the whole roster, it still takes 3 years at least to build up your program. So he is on track. Of course, because he's primetime gets all the look. I need the doll now with the reenactment. But oh my gosh, I'll never forget that episode. That was hilarious. But he has 1 more year, and I think he'll have it where he needs to be.
Right. He right into the NFL happens after week 6. So as you see on the screen, we have AFC East, Buffalo. They kind of found their stride. They're 4-2. Everybody else in the AFC East is below 500. But the New York Jets just made a move, getting Devontae Adams. So now he's paired up with Aaron Rodgers again. Does this move, Bunny, do you feel that the Jets will now make a move to go into the playoffs now that they got Devontae Adams on their team?
I don't know. Is that like the Jets didn't have any good receivers? That trade was partially because Devontae was not a happy camper in Vegas, but it wasn't like they were lacking receivers. What their 2-4 record is showing, I don't know if it's more defensive side. I don't think it was Sally's fault, but I was told Rodgers and him weren't on the same page. But I don't know. The jury's still out, but I don't think that Devontae Adams. Not saying he's gonna be impactful, but I'm not saying that's going to help them get over what they need to. So I don't think that they got to do some more improvement. Hey.
So ladies, with that being said, in AFC, what team or teams can you confidently say right now it's already over?
This season and the Super Bowl is trash. Oh, hands down the Panthers. That's one. Hey.
He's funny.
And who else is a trash trade besides the Panthers? On the AFC side, honestly ain't no way that Deshaun Watson can revive the Browns. I don't know what's wrong with them either.
Yes, right. I'm talking about just the AFC East, Bunny. Just the AFC East.
Well, obviously the Patriots. I don't know if we lost Bunny or not. Patriots. 1-5, not the same team as it was years ago, so they are done. And I don't know, Miami possibly, especially now that the Jets got Devontae. I can see them not, maybe falling down a little bit, but obviously the Patriots, obviously, with the record kind of says.
All right, in the AFC South, Houston, the Colts, both Tennessee and Jacksonville only has one loss. It is safe to say, ladies, that it's over for Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, yes. Tennessee, maybe. Shout out to CJ Stroud, though. That's my homie. I love the Texans.
Yeah, Stroud and them 5-1. AFC North, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, both 4-2. The Bengals 2-4, and the Browns 1-5. You always said the Browns earlier, Bunny. So I'll ask Joe. How about yourself, Joe? Any other team besides the Browns that may be done in the AFC North?
Well, shoot, I don't know. Isn't Pittsburgh going with Russell now? So
word on the street, but it could change again. But that's word on the street.
Maybe Pittsburgh, but no. I don't know. Cincy, they're just a weird team to me. I feel like they were so good, and now like last year and this year just kind of. So the only ones I feel 100% confident about in that league is or whatever conference division is Baltimore.
AFC West, you have the Chiefs 5-0, Chargers 3-2, Broncos 3-3, and the Raiders 2-4. What team can y'all probably say right now it's over with?
I guess Raiders. They're already down there, and then also they just lost their best player, so possibly the Raiders. But then Chargers, I feel like they also never do anything, so I can see them falling as well.
Speaking of the Raiders, what made Devontae Adams so unhappy out there? But it wasn't just this season. So what happened the last 2 seasons? Like once they got Antonio Pierce as head coach, I thought that'd help. But why was he so unhappy?
After they got rid of Derek Carr, he wasn't happy anymore.
Okay.
That's pretty much in a nutshell what's going on there. Let's go to the NFC. NFC East. Got the Commanders 4-2. You know, Korea Black happy right now. The Eagles 3-2. Dallas 3-3. Giants 2-4. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Giants and the Cowboys are done. I'm saying it now.
I'm so glad the Cowboys are done. You know, I need Annie so I can put it in her face while she was just talking trash about our team. Like, Annie. They laugh. And when they talking about getting your assets blown out the way they did Sunday, I mean, blown up at home. And Jerry Jones want to go on a rant Monday. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for them that they're going to be trashed. I really am. Andy, if you're not listening, don't worry. We will talk about this on Ladies Night again.
Let's go. Must see. How about yourself, Joe? NFC East.
Yeah, I think I put Dallas up there before Giants of being Dunzo. You know, even though they have a better record right now, but just from what I see and from I hear, Cowboys they are not it this year.
Let's go to the NFC South. Falcons 4-2, Buccaneers 4-2, New Orleans 2-4, Carolina 1-5. Bunny, I think you said the Panthers earlier. And with Derek Carr being hurt for the next 3-4 weeks, I think New Orleans and Carolina, they're definitely done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And we see here we got the NFC North. Look at this division here. My goodness.
I love it. It's always a parity. When you have one division that has everybody pretty much under 500, then you have the opposite where everybody's over 500.
I think it's safe to say there's no one that's over in this division because Caleb Williams is actually improving with the Bears.
And that's why I thought we talked about that last month. I was like, it was too early. Man, we talked about that. Y'all get his brother a chance. It was too early to get on him. Adjustments, hello. Any other rookie quarterbacks out there that y'all talked about over the last few years, it's the same thing. CJ Stroud even went through it, but he got it turned around real fast. But yeah, definitely Williams is playing better. And I just said, give him a chance. And here we are. Now, definitely I could say because they got rid of Fields, I figured Fields wasn't the best. He was all right, but I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see them improving. You can show him being going in with Williams. Look how fast the Bears, they were not this record this time last year. Now, another competition is different, but I'm just saying, y'all.
And as Adam Nish shouts out to him, yes, it is a weird season, but it's kind of like college football. It's a lot of parity going on right now in the NFL. Yes, the Chiefs and Vikings are 5-0. I still don't see no one defeating the Chiefs, even though Baltimore is peaking, looking very good right now with that tandem of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. But you still got Patrick Mahomes playing. As long as he's playing, I cannot go against the Chiefs. But in the NFC North, I know that the Vikings are 5-0, but I still like the Lions better than the Vikings. I still like it.
Yeah, but
same here.
Lions had a pretty big injury this past weekend, and I still have not watched the video because I don't want to watch the video. So
yeah, it's nasty.
You know,
it's just a straight broken leg or something else.
No, he got a broken fibula and tibula.
Fib and a tib. I don't know what either one does. If y'all medical experts, real quickly, let me know what is a fib and a tib. Miss Dub, you real smart. What is
it helps you walk. It helps you walk.
No, like the two important bones in your lower leg, so you can stand.
And you lost both of them. You can't do one without the other, correct?
Straight snap like a twig.
That's not season ending. It's more even to the off season and then some, right? To heal from that.
Yeah, he's out like 6 to 8 months.
Yes, that's like next season. That's also that's the off season. He's still probably recuperating from that. Woo. Okay, both leg bones. Not good to lose both. Thanks, Miss Dub.
And speaking of Miss Dub, going back to the NFC. The NFC West, she says the Rams are done. And I agree.
Yay, Rams for being done. Woo!
Yep. I 100% agree they are done. Cooper Kupp is on the road to recovery. And And then Puka Nakua, he's still out right now. Can't trust Matt Stafford, and you don't have Aaron Donald. They're done.
Yeah, what they deserve. Question though, the Cardinals. Is Kyler Murray still leading the Cardinals, or they moved on from him?
No, he's still playing.
Run the tapes back from 2 years ago at this time, and I told y'all that people got adjusted to him, and that he should have adjusted. Maybe this is not his fault that they're 2-4.
No, it ain't.
I got another reason why they're 2-4 besides who's leading the offense. Oh, okay. Make sure I'm not crazy.
Their defense sucks.
Defense sucks. Got it.
Yeah, but no, he's been playing great. And unfortunately, Marvin Harris Jr. suffered a concussion. Hopefully he'll be back next week. We're not sure yet, but after he got hurt, the offense, of course, wasn't really the same. But you can't say, oh, this has been Kyler Murray's fault. He's been unprepared. He hasn't been doing his job. No, he's been balling out. It's just that their defense isn't good right now. They're not stopping other teams at this point.
Oh, can I ask one more question? Not with that team, though. You mentioned concussion with Harrison Jr. What you think the Dolphins are going to do with Tua? What would you, with all them concussions in a short amount of time in the league, what would you think the Dolphins going to do, and what you think Tua should do?
So they're going to, from what I understand, they're just going to see how Tua is. They haven't shut him down. They're just going to see how. Now, the good thing is that he hasn't been playing. He's been going through, what he's been doing off the field, getting specialists of the whole nine. So right now, they're just pretty much in wait and see mode to see how he does before he go back out there on the field. So,
let's say he go back on the field not until next season. Your brain is going to take a hit. Like, we know what the CTE repercussions are, but the fact that you've had that many concussions publicly that we know about. What about people we know that had it and never went public with it? So, do you think, like, you know how when Brady's ex-wife came out and said he had concussion, this was like when he was done, retired, and we didn't know it until she said it, and he had a Hall of Fame career to 20 seasons, so it was like, okay, you can bounce back, you can quote-unquote seem normal, but I don't think Brady's was that frequent the way Tua's is. So my question again is, like, from a health perspective, almost like with the not Darvin Ham, Lord. What's the one from the Bills that play when his heart stopped? Do you take that risk and it happen again?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it?
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, like, he went out there and played, and Hamlin's doing good from what I read. His stats good, he's good, but it's like
he actually starting.
And again, I was afraid for him. They said he's gonna go back the following season. He's thriving, but who's not to say next year it could happen again? But I know we do risk with anything in life in general, not sports related. Walking, driving, we can do a risk. But when we know it's a high risk because it's all my contact, is it worth it? So Tua, I know you may not feel you have nothing else to do in your life because all you know is pretty much football, but with your brain and the after effects when you're done with the game, whenever that is, you still need your brain to function, and that what you deal with. Oh my God, I couldn't. That young kid, how old is he? No more than 25, right? That woo. If he had
got the girl singing Baha Man over there.
You said what?
Man who let the dogs out over there.
Girl, I have tuned out the dogs. Okay. Dogs been tuned out.
And
that's why I had to said an hour because I knew she wasn't gonna let me be great long, and here we are. But at this point,
Tua is 26 years old. 26 years old.
And he's so
what's
young.
What's your buddy? He just had it on the screen that they said he may come back this season. Like, forget protocols. That's life or death. If your brain is getting rocked to where it's like, that's not like, is it really worth it? Woo.
Yeah. All right. So we do have some let's see real quick. The week 7 preview about to show up on the screen in 3, 2, 1, and you are welcome. So tomorrow it all begins again. Week 7, Denver at New Orleans. That should be an interesting game right there. Any other games that stand out I would say from what I'm seeing here, Seattle at Atlanta. That should be an interesting game. Houston at Green Bay. CJ Stroud versus Jordan Love. I like that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit. Detroit at Minnesota. The battle for first place. There we go. I like that.
That's a good one.
And let's see. 325. We have KC at San Fran, the rematch of the Super Bowl. Let's see about that matchup. And then we have 2 Monday Night Football games. Okay. Baltimore at Tampa Bay, and then the Chargers at Arizona. So that is the upcoming schedule effective tomorrow. And before we end this show, I want to go back real quick to the WNBA because this was just recently updated before the show. And shouts out to the first and second team, all WNBA. So you have on the far left going to the first team, St. Louis's own FTL, Nafisa Collier. Hey, that girl is a dog. She is a beast with it. If I said this last week, but if Adrian Wilson didn't win the MVP, Nafisa would have won it. But speaking of Adrian Wilson, her as well, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin Clark, all WNBA. And then to round it off from the Connecticut Sun, Elisa Thomas. Then you have the second team, Sabrina Ionescu, Kalia Copper, the NECA. I don't know how to say the last name. I'm like Joe on that one.
Same for the next one.
And right, and then you have Enrique. This one I know, Ogunbunwale, and then we have from the Liberty, Jonquel Jones. There is someone who is not on here, and of course we are a sports talk show, and we gotta talk about it. But there's not an Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
So how you think the WNBA world is gonna say or talk about in regards to her not being on the first or second team, and Caitlin Clark made the first team?
Dum dum dum.
Drama.
I mean, you know, people was upset Caitlin didn't make the Olympic roster, but then now they counter it with another controversy with no Angel Reese. I've been fine with Angel Reese with second team, but nothing.
Even Miss Dub, no Angel Reese, nope,
Nada.
So that's going to definitely make her even hungrier next season to be on that first team, not second team, but first team. I got an update earlier from Miss Dub. End of the third quarter, Lynx up by 1. So as this show is over, everyone, you got Major League Baseball going on. What's the score right now? Who's up?
2-0 still, Dodgers.
Still up.
Top of the 5th.
And we have WNBA. So as soon as you're done with our show, which will be the next minute, go ahead, tune in and enjoy some great games. Ladies, I thank y'all for y'all time. Amazing. Here we go. My bad. Amazing show again. As always, I appreciate y'all. Did y'all have any last words before we go?
Nope. Nope.
I thought you were going to say LGB. No LGB? No.
Let's go Blues.
There you go. All right. Well, once again, ladies, thanks for y'all assistance and helping me out with this wonderful show. Everyone else, give us a follow all over social media. Y'all see it. Just put in the platform Sports Talk Show, no matter if it's on Facebook, the X, on Instagram. Bunny, they can go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that
bell, baby. Hey, my bell's here, but you know, due to circumstances out of my control, I'm trying to make a makeshift bell.
That bell is dead. And And Jobo, because anytime we go live,
You will be notified.
check us out everywhere. We're also on a Hot 365 radio where it is always hot. Check us out. Show us love because we be doing our thing, man. And we just appreciate everyone just tuning in, holding things down with us for the last 7 years. Been an amazing journey, and we ain't going to stop anytime soon. Tune in next week for the main show one more again. And then in 2 weeks, you have the Man Cave followed up with Ladies Night as well. So it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. Your boy Smooth, along with from the Boondocks.
Joe.
And from the ill side,
Bunny.
y'all have a great rest of y'all evening and week.